Hi everyone, I'm back with another figure review, and this time we are going to take a look at one of my most anticipated figures I have been wanting this year, and it's the Saber Motored Cuirassier by GoodSmile Company, and she is from the anime Fate Zero. So first, taking a look at her box, it's simply matte black on the front and sides, with only a splash of color coming from the Fate Zero and GoodSmile Company logos on the corners, although the huge window viewing the entire figure inside surely makes up for it. On the side, we have another window viewing the figure along with a picture of a close-up shot of Saber and her super detailed bike. Whereas on the opposite side of the box, there is another close-up shot of her, this time viewing her from the front. In the back, we have more pictures of Saber along with smaller snapshots of the figure from different angles. On the top, we have another window viewing the figure below. And for the bottom, we simply have the GoodSmile Company's logo and the name of the figure written above that as well. The interior of the box, which I've also noticed from other figures from the Fate series, have a very unique design. Here we have a blue background which seems to be reminiscent to a night sky which was taking place in that scene from the anime. It also has the Fate logo imprinted in the back, and of course you can take the background out and use it as a backdrop for your figure, which makes it useful when taking photos. And lastly, she comes with a direction sheet of the parts she comes with and how to put everything together. Here is Saber out of her box, and as usual it comes with this clear plastic protective case. However, for this particular figure, because she's so heavy due to the complexity of the bike, she has these twist ties that help keep the plastic casing in place and keep the figure secure. Most parts of the figure are also wrapped in plastic to provide extra packaging to protect the figure and prevent any paint transfers. Taking a first look at the accessory she comes with, she just has her signature sword, the mighty Excalibur, in its original form. It's identical to the sword that also came with the Saber Triumphant Excalibur figure, 1/7 scale, also by GoodSmile Company, and her sword is known as her Noble Phantasm in the anime series. But as you can see, the details on the sword is absolutely amazing and makes Saber look even more powerful, especially when she's riding on her bike. Speaking of her bike, which is the highlight of this entire figure, it's really amazingly detailed. Every single mechanical component was sculpted with tremendous accuracy, and the overall paint job is also top-notch. The paint on the bike is textured like brushed steel and coated with a nice glossy silver paint. It also made the bike look like it was made out of real metal, which simply makes it even look more flawless. Both the front and back wheels have some truly amazing details themselves. Lots of grooves that are etched into the rims, which absolutely look like something that was turned out of a machine shop. And speaking of more details, you can even see the tiny screws and bolts to the spring-like part next to the exhaust. Even this graded area near the bottom of the bike are incredibly detailed. It comes to show how GoodSmile was able to portray every detail on this bike so realistically and perfectly, which makes the technicality of the bike's overall sculpt truly impressive. The base itself replicates a road pavement, and it's sculpted and textured based on the road scene from the anime. Since Saber is somewhat doing a power slide with her bike in this pose, road cracks and debris are also present on the base, and a rendition of the anime's logo is attached on the side of the base as well. Now for Saber herself, her determined and focused expression to the flow of her hair blowing in the wind, everything about her in this figure is truly perfect. Her slick black suit, along with the noticeable amount of creases on her pants, really gives her an incredibly realistic effect, which was recreated with outstanding detail. The contrast of her black clothing go well with her silver bike, and it makes a wonderful combination that makes it stand out even more. From every angle, you can notice how the flow of her jacket in the back really makes her dynamic pose stand out. It looks as if her jacket is caught in the wind as much as how it is also shown here with her hair flowing on the front. As for critiques about this figure, the only thing that I had some trouble on was attaching her foot onto the peg on the base. It didn't really fit at all, and I just ended up making her foot on the other side not balanced together. Let alone her foot that was supposed to be on the pedal didn't quite balance her overall pose, which when I did try putting her foot onto the pedal, she would then be hovering from the bike, which isn't supposed to be that way because it just looks unnatural, and by then it went back to the problem with the unbalanced foot that didn't fit on the peg. I'm not sure if my figure is a defect, or maybe I'm not doing something right, or if anyone else who has this figure had the same problem, but this worries me because I want the figure to be solid and durable when I hold on to it, and during the process I ended up damaging the paint on her foot, which was disappointing. But overall, the sculpt and setting details makes this figure a must-buy for any Saber fan or fan of the Fate series in general. The bike alone is a figure itself, and Saber rendered perfectly, accentuating her cool, focused, and epic personality. Her ionic power slide pose is amazing to look at both in the anime and on the figure itself, and GoodSmile Company did an incredible job by transforming that same pose from that scene into a fully realized detailed figure. She can be found on websites like AmiAmi or Mandarake, and I admit she can be a bit pricey, but I promise you, you will soon forget the price tag once you own her. This is indeed a magnificent figure that is worth to add to your figure collection, and it is now one of my new favorites. So that concludes my Saber Motored Cuirassier scale figure review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!